Learners, let's jump right into this. The 2026 job hunt? It's honestly turning into a bit of a digital battlefield out there. On one side, we've got these highly advanced AI gatekeepers, and their whole job is basically to screen applicants out. But on the flip side, there's this incredibly powerful new wave of AI copilots that can give you, the job seeker, a massive advantage. The rules of the game have completely changed, so let's use this explainer to figure out exactly how this wild new ecosystem actually works.
Okay, let's dive into this with a number that's frankly pretty shocking: 75%. That is the staggering percentage of resumes that fail applicant tracking system, or ATS screening, right out of the gate. Think about that. 3 out of 4 resumes literally never even reach a human being's desk. And with over 99% of Fortune 500 companies now using these automated gatekeepers, well, if we don't understand how they're parsing our information, our applications are basically invisible.
So here is our playbook for today. We'll quickly map out the 2026 tech job landscape, then look at beating ATS resume bots, hacking LinkedIn's AI algorithm, exploring AI interview copilots, and finally, mastering the STAR method. It's a complete masterclass from picking your target to acing that final interview. Starting off with Section 1, the 2026 tech job landscape.
Because look, before you start firing off applications, you really need to know where the market is actually heading. To put this in perspective, the UK tech sector alone is now worth a mind-boggling £1.2 trillion, and it's fundamentally being driven by artificial intelligence. If we look at this data from the London School of Economics breaking down the highest-paying tech roles, you see AI and machine learning engineers commanding huge base salaries. But what's absolutely crucial to notice here is the exploding demand for cross-functional roles. Things like AI product managers and cybersecurity engineers, where the expert-level salaries can skyrocket up to $250,000.
But here's the catch. It's not just about locking yourself in a room and learning to write code anymore. The World Economic Forum actually estimates a massive 39% shift in workers' core skills by 2030. What does that mean for us? It means you absolutely must combine AI literacy with deep human problem-solving to stay relevant. Purely technical skills just have a shorter shelf life today. So your adaptability and your ability to think contextually, that is your ultimate career currency moving forward.
Moving on to Section 2, beating ATS resume bots.
As we saw earlier, overcoming these applicant tracking systems is your first major hurdle. And you've got to start with the right foundation, which means picking the correct resume format. A chronological layout, that's your go-to for a steady, straightforward career progression. But if you're a career changer, a functional format spotlights your actual skills instead of your timeline. And then the hybrid format really beautifully balances transferable skills with a concise history. And a quick tip here, specialized AI tools like Resi or Teal are incredible for helping you structure these formats so they perfectly pass those exact ATS filters. Now, when it comes to the physical formatting of your document, these bots are incredibly picky. Seriously, you definitely want to stick to simple .docx or PDF formats, use standard fonts like Arial or Calibri, and intentionally mirror exact keywords right out of the job description. But here's what will literally break the parsing algorithm: using tables, multi-column layouts, graphics, or fancy logos. I know, it might look gorgeous to us humans, but to an ATS, complex designs are just unreadable gibberish. It triggers an automatic rejection. So play it safe and keep it simple.
All right, Section 3, hacking LinkedIn's AI algorithm.
So once your beautifully simple resume gets past the initial gatekeeper, recruiters are going straight to your profile. And this brilliantly illustrates the next challenge. LinkedIn has transitioned into this massive LLM-powered matching engine known as the 360 Brew algorithm. It's saving recruiters like 4 hours per role, which completely changes the game for us. We've moved way past the old, outdated strategy of keyword stuffing. Now, it's all about semantic entity mapping. See, if you just type sales 5 times, you actually get hit with a context penalty because the algorithm thinks your profile is shallow. To look strong, a word like sales must be surrounded by its contextual neighbors. Think revenue operations or social selling. That proves to the AI that you actually have depth and expertise.
So how do we actually optimize for this beast of a system? Well, first, ditch the standard boring job title. Start using the ideal candidate profile headline formula. I help target audience achieve specific outcome through core specialty. This feeds the AI direct intent data about what you actually do. Second, and this is huge for mobile users, your About section truncates after exactly 275 characters. You have to put your absolute strongest, quantified hook right there at the top. If users aren't compelled to click See More, your dwell time metrics are going to plummet, and the algorithm will just assume your profile isn't engaging.
Okay, let's jump into Section 4, AI Interview Copilots Explained.
You've beaten the ATS, you've hacked the algorithm, and boom, you landed the interview. Amazing. Now, this is where AI evolves from being just a resume checker into a live, real-time assistant. There are two main camps of tools out there right now. First, you have mock platforms like Huru and Udly. These are fantastic for pre-interview practice. They analyze your speech patterns, catch your filler words, check your body language. But the second camp, this is where it gets sci-fi. Real-time copilots. These tools literally listen live during your actual Zoom or Meet call, and they dynamically suggest tailored answers right on your screen, pulling entirely from your specific resume. It's wild.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how much the market varies in price. Cutting through all the noise out there, you've got Final Round AI. It's a premium, established brand with great simulation features, but you're paying a steep $148 a month. Contrast that directly with a tool like OphyAI, which gives you that incredibly powerful live copilot functionality for just $9 a month. Obviously a huge value play there. And hey, for those on a super strict budget, platforms like Pramp offer free peer-to-peer mock interviews. You won't have the live AI whispering to you, but it's still great practice.
Finally, Section 5, Mastering the STAR Method.
Because here's the reality. Even with the best AI copilot in the world prompting you on screen, your human delivery still matters. You absolutely have to structure the content of your answers effectively. Whether you're practicing with peers or using an AI, the situation, task, action, result framework remains the absolute gold standard for behavioral questions. You briefly set the situation for context, define the specific task you faced, detail the exact action you took, and end with the result, the quantifiable, measurable impact. It keeps your storytelling punchy, concise, and practically impossible for an interviewer to misunderstand.
And you know what? This structured thinking translates beautifully to your written assets too. Just like the STAR method works for speaking, the CAR framework, challenge, action, result, is exactly what you need for your resumes and LinkedIn profile. What was the specific challenge or pain point? What unique action or skill did you apply, and what was the quantified result? By deliberately feeding these algorithms specific action verbs and concrete metrics, you build an authority score, and that naturally ranks you way higher than those standard, boring profiles that just list job responsibilities. So, we've covered the shifting landscape, the incredibly strict resume bots, the algorithms, and those powerful live copilots. It all really leads us to one final provocative question. In 2026, will AI hire you, or will you use AI to get hired? Look, the automated gatekeepers are constantly out there, silently filtering out the unprepared. But by understanding exactly how to appease those systems, and by utilizing these new copilots to your advantage, you hold the ultimate key to landing that role. It is a completely new game, but now you've got the playbook. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.